Hi, I'm Joni Martin. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator located in Southwest Wisconsin. Thanks for joining me in my YouTube video. This is one of my Merry Monday cards, and it's kind of fun. Have you seen the Yeti stamp set yet? I used the Yeti stamp set and coordinating dies to make a fun Christmas card. Thanks for joining me.
It's time to make this very fun Yeti card. Let's take a close look at it. It says on the front, "Is it Christmas Yeti?" Don't you love a good Christmas pun? And here's our Yeti. Notice that he has a little snow on him. I'll show you how I did that. We have embossed mountains. It's a fun card to come together, and it isn't hard at all. And the same mountains that are embossed on our card front, look at this, are embossed on our envelope flap too, because you know we never send naked envelopes. I'm using Yeti to Party. Notice you can also make a birthday card out of it. You can find this on page 38 of the July to December mini catalog. So here's our stamp set. Oh, what's hanging out over here? Look at this. It's not in the catalog, but in September you can get dies to match Yeti to the Party while supplies last. So I'm showing you this card at the beginning of September so you can get a chance to see some amazing things you can do with it. Let's make our Yeti, is it Christmas Yeti card. We're going to first do some stamping. So I'm going to grab my stamp apparatus. We'll get these pieces out of the way, but not too far because we're going to use that die cut. So you know I love to use my stamp apparatus. I just feel like I get such a better image. The other thing I love is I can stamp everything at once. So let's look at what we're going to set up here. This is going to be the inside of our card. So that's going to go right there. And I have pencil marks. I think you can see them, yep. So there's that. We need to stamp this Yeti. So I have a smaller piece that's going to fit right here. And then I have my tag in front. And we're going to grab that tag. And that's going to go right here. Now I have a lot of pieces here and I have 2 magnets, and yes, I could grab magnets from something else, but let me show you what else you can do. See these great little glue dots? These come in your paper pumpkin. You could use our regular glue dots. You don't need a lot, you just need one. And I'm going to put that right on the back of here. We're not going to see what's on the back anyway, so it doesn't matter. And that's going to hold the tag in place while I stamp. And then I can use the magnets for the bigger pieces. There we go. All right, this goes back in place. This one's going to go in place, and let's just check and make sure where I'm going to, oh, that's perfect. I love this Yeti. And then before we stamp, we're going to make sure that our magnets aren't hitting anything. I have a nice long tail on this one. I'm going to flip that so it doesn't get in the way. The tail is so that if they fly together, I have some way to pull them apart. Oh, that looks perfect. I'm stamping with black, but you could use any of the blues that are in the card. And remember, when we're inking, we're using a pretty light touch. You want to use your muscle when you're actually stamping, not when you're putting ink on your stamp. Because what that does is actually, when you push too hard, that pushes ink away from your stamp, and that's not what we want. So see how I'm kind of just tapping it on? And the good thing is, I'm using the stamp apparatus. So if I don't get ink where I want it, looks like that word is giving me a little trouble, we're just going to stamp it again because nothing moves. Now this is when I'm going to use some muscle. We're going to push really hard. And let's see how we did. The inside of my card says Winter Wishes and Holiday Hugs. The Yeti looks pretty good. I'd like Is It Christmas Yeti to be a little darker and Hugs to be a little darker. So we're just going to add a little more ink here and on Hugs. Now if I had this on a block, I don't know about you, but there's no way I'd get this lined up correct again. So we're going to do that. That U just wants to give me some trouble there. And it's a Yeti. I mean, maybe he isn't the best stamper. So maybe our stamping is going to be a little uneven. So it looks a little rustic. Oh, so much better. And look, nothing moved. I'm in great shape. Okay, so we're going to take our stamping out. Isn't he cute? There we go. And then this is just popping off, and this is coming off. Now, did you notice on this one, I colored in his face? This one I'm not going to. I just want to see the difference. You can do what you want. I colored this one in with blends. Okay, so we're going to die cut now because we can. You could fussy cut the Yeti, and you know, those of you who know me know I like to fussy cut. But we have this great die that fits really close, so that's what we're going to use. I'm grabbing the cut and emboss machine. Right here, the sides are going down. And because we always use plate number 1, and because I'm using a thin die, it tells me I need a 1, plate 2, and 2 of plate 3. So there's 1. There's 2. This is plate 3, the clear one. And I have 2 of them. And when I grab 2, I think, which one looks a little better? Actually, neither of these are that great, but you want the one that looks the worst on the bottom. That's going to go here. Wait till you see how close these dies fit. I'm going to bring it a little closer so you can see it. Look at that. Right over the top. Cuts it out perfectly. So that's going to go there. I'm lining up my Yeti. And this is going to go over the top. And I just moved it a touch. There. Cut that out. Oh, guys, I have things too close to the camera. Check out that Yeti. Very cool, huh? Well, we have our cut and emboss machine out. Let's do a little embossing. So I'm using this embossing folder that has the mountains. And of course, all my supplies, my dimensions, all the directions are on the blog post that you can find underneath this video. When we're using an embossing folder, and this is one of our standard embossing folders, the directions say, with a standard embossing folder, we're going to use plate 1 and 2 of the clear plates, the number 3 plates. So when you're using an embossing folder, if we're feeding it this way through, we want the fold first. We want the Stampin' Up! Logo on top and between our 2 plates. And we're just going to run that through. And we're going to go from a nice flat piece of paper, like so, to this. Isn't that great? All right. Now we want to add some interest to that envelope also. So let me show you how we do that. You're going to open the envelope flap, and you want your embossing to end right here. So even though I always say fold first, sometimes you can't do that. You still can have the logo on top. And so I don't want the swoop of the mountain to go here. Okay, guys, here's the thing. We want the mountains going this way. So I'm going to put it like here, and the one mountain top will just reach up there. There we go. So again, 2 clear plates. Run it through. And we have an embossed envelope flap. All right, let's make our fun Yeti card. I'm going to move my cut and emboss out of the way. These are our mountains. So the other things we need for our Yeti card is, this is Balmy Blue, and it's our card base. So we're going to fold it in half, and again, you can find those dimensions of this piece. This is 5.5 by 8.5, but it's all on my blog. This paper and this paper, here's our Yeti covered in snow. So I used the same die cut and cut the paper, are both from the Vellum Snowflake pack, and again, in the directions down below. I'm going to attach this. With this level of vellum, your best bet is to use a tape runner that's going to show less than green glue. So that's going to go here, like so. Then I'm going to line that up here. There we go. This guy, the snow covering our Yeti, needs to get attached here. There is a flat side of your paper and side that has little like bumps, for lack of a better word, and flecks. And we're going to add green glue and we're going to hide it behind those white snowflakes. It doesn't need a lot. It's pretty lightweight. So I am putting just some drops of glue. I kind of want to get it all over the body. Like I want some on the arms. I want some on the legs. And you don't need a lot. Lightweight. It's vellum. There we go. That's all we need. And we're going to line this up on our Yeti. And because it's green glue, I can move it around. There we go. Now our Yeti is covered in snow. Another die that comes in this new set of Yeti dies, available while supplies last in September, is a scarf. And of course, if you're a Yeti, you have to have a scarf with snowflakes on it. This is a scrap of paper I took from the Gnome paper pack, but it takes so little. You could grab a scrap. You could have a lot of interesting, like a striped scarf. Lots of choices. So we're going to add our scarf there. I did just a touch of green glue on the back. Okay, now let's talk about these mountains. I need a flat edge here to attach it to my card. So I'm grabbing my paper cutter, and you could also just line up the bottom of the card there, whichever works for you. So we're going to grab the paper cutter. And remember, when you're using your paper cutter, you have this lip here. That's going to be tight against there. And I'm lining up my cutting channel with the bottom of the first mountain. And here we go. Just going to grab, I put a new blade in here for us. There we go. So there's our mountains. But notice on the card how we can see the mountain peaks, and here we just have a flat edge. This is what you do. Grab your snips, use the actual mountain as your guide, and just trim them away. Now when you're fussy cutting, that's what it's called when you cut close, my scissors is going to stay straight and my paper is going to move. And because it's all the same color, if it's not exactly cut, no one is going to notice. See how my scissors, I get a better cut though if I can keep my scissors straight and keep moving my paper. How quick and easy was that? There we go, there's our mountains. They're getting attached here, and we're gonna pop them up because the Yeti's gonna climb behind the mountains. So let's grab some dimensionals. And as I attach it, we want a pretty good amount at the bottom. That would also be a good place to use maybe that strip. There we go. And then the other place I'm going to put them is at the peaks. I want to leave this side open, you know, the slant open, because that's where the Yeti's going to kind of climb behind the mountains. So there we go. This is such a fun holiday card. That's what's great about the holidays. You can have a variety of cards to suit the person that you're sending it to. I'm taking the backs off of my dimensionals. I'm just using my Take Your Pick tool. There we go. Just like so. Now we're going to line this up at the bottom of our card. Right there. And right there. Okay, snow in the background, pretty silver snow, and the mountains. Let's get this on our card front. To attach this, you could use whatever adhesive you're most comfortable with. I'm using Seal Plus and a tape runner, but you could also use the green glue. That's going to go there. Look how that snow pops once you have it against the background of the card. Okay, now Mr. Yeti here is going to slip in here. This part is flat, but his head is kind of popped up a little bit. So we're going to put dimensionals just at the top. I don't want to put him down here because it will get too thick with the mountain. So we're just going to do like that. And he doesn't need a lot to hold him in place. I'll show you one other one I added. I put just a tiny glue dot there. So what I'm adding is a glue dot right here at the bottom of his foot. So I'm pulling from my, ooh, I'm at the end of a roll of glue dots. There we go. So this foot that kicks up could also use a little bit. So here he goes. This foot is going behind, like so. Look at it. Look at our Yeti. Isn't he fun? And then this is going to get a couple dimensionals also. You could glue it flat. Our card front is done. Let's make sure our sentiment. And I don't think our Yeti cares about things being straight, so I put my banner at an angle. You can do whatever you want. Here is our inside. Is it Christmas Yeti? And then it says winter wishes and holiday hugs. Let's put that on the inside. That's going to go there. And of course, we have our embossed envelope flap. And there is our Yeti Christmas card. Thanks so much for watching my YouTube of the Yeti Christmas card. If you enjoyed what you saw, I'd love it if you hit subscribe below, and even better, share it with some of your friends. Until next time, take care, stay well, and keep creating. It's good for you.